So I'm going to make this video because I think there's some misunderstanding happening. It's not even a big misunderstanding, but I want you to understand so that you understand also my struggle. So the thing is, I've been saying I'm doing things by myself. Reality, it is, but I still always leave the space that there is like a 10 to 1% that I get help, and that's in relation to what I'm asked to do versus what I need. Not to say that help isn't out there if I want to go for it. So, for example, one person called me last week and tell me must come to get a basically take care of some children for a week and they'll pay me and they'll give me credit and whatever. Mind you, that's at a crucial time that God is now telling me to demand things that I'm getting, no, the promises of God. But if I go there, it's almost like I'm trying to solve my own issues, which removes the faith part, and now I'm solving my issues, my own thing, and that no, with God that don't work. So that exists. People out there are looking out to try and help me, but it's never within the boundaries that God set, right? Then you have a neighbor. I don't want to even put too much detail because they now start to help me a little more actively, but at the same time, here's my concern. I'm not even looking at even capacity. I don't want them to push beyond their capability too. I don't want you to be giving more, especially if you think I'm going to get a lot of money. I can, yes, once I get a lot of money, I want to throw it away, basically, on people, right? But I don't want you to be exerting yourself beyond your capability now to the point you start suffering when you have other people and other responsibilities. For me, when I am okay with even just a slice of bread, right? That's one of my concerns. The next one is the biggest one. If you now actively take the role of supporting, but you are not with me within the boundaries, the people that are attacking me, mind you, I was just on the phone. My phone had a lot of battery compared to this one. So to have 8% and it shut off on me, this phone that I'm recording has 3%. 3 fucking percent. And it had more than that, and I was using it when I went for food. Okay? So while these people see the wrath of God and just me opening my mouth cause a lot of their people to die, they're still hacking me. I drink some water that I had in my freezer. I had it in my freezer, which means they come into the house and put something in my bottle of water. I had in my freezer. I drink most of it until I reach a certain point. My tip of my tongue start burn me. Means them either put acid or something in my water at some point, which freeze up at some point, and now it's leaking because it's a frozen part in the freezer. And I'm starting to feel it burning on my tongue. This morning, before I started posting, I went to wash my hands after using the bathroom. My hands started to... Let me describe how I know when there's acid in the tank. Have you ever swam for like hours in hand and your finger turned to raisin? My hands, whenever they put acid in there, my hands start reacting like if that's the case. Within a minute, within seconds, or depending on how much they put in there, it takes 3 minutes. Things that shouldn't take that much to cause my hands to wrinkle up from over soaking in water. Over soaking means you're soaking your hand for over an hour and a half. I'm not doing that in these water. I'm just rinsing off a plate and my hands wrinkling. They are putting acid or something corrosive in there. My tongue still burns. I feel burns right now. Like I stopped drinking the water and I just put it inside. I was like, I'm annoyed these people are like this. Because it's one thing if you're just attacking me and I have nothing to throw back at you, but I can throw back to your own death. You could die in this second and these people are still doing this. There are people are dying and instead of surrendering to God and His will and whatever, they're still coming at me. So this morning, acid was in there, and it was small amount than normal, and they just want to, but they know, they think they could do it to get away with it, and God wouldn't let me know, or God wouldn't know, right? So if these people already just want to annoy me, and they know that I don't have anything, I don't have money, I don't have anything, then another person who, or another family, or whatever, who have, other responsibility. You're not committing to my journey and taking whatever throws at me and behind me full force. Technically, I already saw one of their plays already. Like, in one of the videos on TikTok, I said that one of the young lady was here with me just to keep me company, and I appreciated it and I loved it. That was a break onto this lonely life, right? That night, she get fight. Is like the devil that try fight it. Then that night, she also got a call of a death in her family. And that death felt very, very close to what happened to my grandmother. And you know what God told me about my grandmother? That these people killed her. As in, yes, she was dying from cancer, but they prematurely caused it. Similar situation, and God is telling me the same thing. However, I mentioned it to her, and it's almost like she brushed it off. Same thing with even just in general. Like, I'll go to these individuals, and I say, hey, this is what's happening. And they're like, oh, really, really, really? But it's not reality for them, because they have their own life. They have their own things to deal with. So I just say, oh, that's cool, that's interesting. And you just feel like it's a space I can go to talk to, but they're not seeing the reality of it. And then the next reality is, so for example, she say, hey, you can go for XYZ. Say, I'd post that I'm hungry, I don't eat, whatever. And maybe she's recommending and not telling me directly that, hey, I could get breakfast from them. They just say, if you want to. My brain, if you don't tell me point blank, that's what you're doing. I'm not thinking that. Then if I wake up at 6 or 7 o'clock, and God tell me to start writing a post that take me an hour to write, me I focus on the post. Then me I focus on God telling me to look at the post, look at people reaction. I'm not thinking about anything else unless I know for a fact, say, okay, I can get dinner at a certain time. Okay? So in my head, unless you don't tell me, I don't prepare for it. And so I think then I don't blame them. I don't have any problem, and I don't know what I can or cannot do. But at the same time, the reality is still me. Still me. I still have to figure it out. I still have to figure out what to do. I don't have like somebody beside me saying, all right, I got you. And this is what pissed me off with the whole Sean thing, because you know what he could have been useful for? Instead of me having to worry about food, one, he has money. Two, even if he doesn't have money, he could actively do the things I can't do for myself and himself, while I do the things that God tell me I'm supposed to do. Like, for example, somebody asks me, then you just have your period thing yet? Me will forget my period panty in the machine, because I put it in the machine to wring out. And I forgot it last night, which means the period panty not dry. It means I can't even go be and put it on back. I have to put on the same dry up, tissue or something, wrap up and put it in my... Well, if he was here, he could have like, oh, let me deal with that, make sure it dry and make sure I can have it. Or, as somebody said, why you never call me the day night town? You could have called me, I'm gonna get it for you, I'm some no money. And they're like, oh, you could have it free, you don't have to worry about it. Mind you, I don't even think about calling, because I'm just thinking, oh, I just got my period, let me just be able to fix the issue and go back to what God asked me to do. Because I'm in that space where now God is just telling me to. People are waiting for, okay, are their family members gonna die or what? And then another set of people are waiting to see, okay, are we going to get ceasefire? Are we going to get aid? Like, I am at a crucial point in my life where I am needed in so many spaces and I can't even deal with my own needs. Okay? I can't. And when I do, I deal with it the quickest way ever. And if that means I drink a cup of water, I drink a cup of water. Then I'm back at it. And I think some people can understand that and see that this is my life. Sometimes, even if I wanted companionship, just want somebody around me. If I go somewhere else where I want companionship, God is telling me, leave, because I'm too distracted. I can't focus on what I'm supposed to be writing. So I have to now leave where I was, where I have companion, and come back here. So I can't tell them to come when they have their own things to do. They're their life. So as I said, I have no money to say pay people to be my companion or deal with my issues. I don't have somebody who's committed to me who will be there to deal with things I can't deal with. I'm doing this by myself. It's not easy. Just so you know. This is what I mean by myself, people are willing to help.